It's the pizza.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, but I don't understand. It's supposed to be like
Joyce? Yeah, like that. Yeah, it's here. I'd like to call to order the town board meeting for the town of Shandaken, January 2016. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Roll call, please, Joyce.
Board Member Albert? Here. Board Member Discipline?
Here.
Board Member Moy?
Here.
Board Member Storm? Here. Supervisor Stanley?
Here. Entertain a motion to approve the previous town board minutes.
I'll make that.
In favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. I do not have a supervisor financial report.
Go to your secretary.
I'm talking to her.
Nope.
I know it's, Sheila was out today. We'll update that in February. Communications. Month of January 2016 reorganization meeting. Tonight is our annual reorganizational meeting. Most of the resolutions, Mr. Stanley, please. I love it. Most of the resolutions are reaffirmations of previous appointments or for the town's operational purposes, with 2 additional resolutions for a special meeting concerning flood mitigation efforts and the purchase of a replacement vehicle for the police department. Flood mitigation. Town engineering firm has completed their assessment of options for flood mitigation or local flood analysis, LFA, in Phoenicia and Mount Tremper. We will be setting up a special meeting to the town board here at the town hall for Monday, January 25th at 6 p.m. for them to present their findings to the board and the public. All are invited to attend, and I'm certain there will be time for questions and answers following their presentation. Any highlighted projects would have to be further decided on by the town board at subsequent meetings. Police. Town Police Department last year replaced a police cruiser and decommissioned one that had been in service. There was another vehicle that is nearing the end of its usefulness. We had thought that it could be replaced later this spring, but it is requiring more and more service to keep it operating. Police Chief Story and I would like to replace that vehicle with a 2011 Chevy Impala he found locally, while trading in the 2 defunct vehicles to reduce the cost. The replacement vehicle will cost no more than $7,700 and can be purchased from existing funds within the police department budget. Phoenicia Water. If you're not aware, we were able to complete the work on the Bridge Street main as the line went back into service on Thursday, December 11th. There were some addendums to the cost of the project, as with any, and there are issues that arise that need to be addressed in a timely fashion. All said and done, the project was still within expected financial estimates, and 40 homes are now again receiving potable water. In other good news, during mid-December, we received word that the state has approved our grant application for much-needed improvements and upgrades for the Phoenicia Water District. We were approved for $415,000 to complete the following projects: completion of the High Street Loop to Woodland Valley Bridge, installation of a new infiltration gallery, and necessary 3rd finishing pump at the filtration plant, reclamation of the existing infiltration gallery in the old pump house, and TV inspection of the interior of the water tank and most water mains. I'm hoping that following completion of the LFA for Phoenicia, we may be eligible for funding to relocate the High Street pump house out of the floodplain to provide further protection and availability for those homes in case an emergency should arise. Our next regular meeting is slated for Monday, February 1 at 7 p.m. Anybody else have any announcements?
I believe on the 10th of January, we have Bel Air Scout Day. All you gotta do is bring your valid Scout ID. Lift tickets are $38, group lessons are $15, and rentals are $26. And then on the 17th is the Shandaken Primitive Biathlon.
Joyce, you have
Yes.
some announcements?
Okay, don't kill the messenger, but the tax bills were mailed out on Wednesday, December 30th. What? If you did not receive your bill, call our office and we will gladly email or snail mail you a copy, 688-5004. If you do have a bank mortgage, we mail those bills directly to the bank. If you don't have one of our town info and emergency cards, please pick one up at the post office. With winter coming and outages may be ahead of us, you can pick these up at the gas stations, the libraries, the town hall, and the Phoenician Market. It'll tell you what numbers to call, what to do in an emergency. And our office is in the process of making up a quarterly newspaper for the town, which we will give information on town events and emergency info. And it's basically going to be like, this one's going to be for the winter, and then in April we'll do another one, and these will be put out in the town also at the two libraries, the two gas stations, and the Phoenician Market, because they're just too expensive to mail, people just throw them out. So you should be able to get these in about 2 weeks, and we'll also have them at the town hall. So if there are any nonprofit groups that want to be listed, they haven't already listed, give me a call at my office. And lastly, the next dog, cat, rabies, distemper, spay and neuter clinic will be Saturday, March 26th. So if your rabies are due, you may want to get them now, or if they're due like in February,
And
end
maybe
of
your
February.
animals rabies shot.
Right, yeah, animal rabies, dog, cat rabies. The mobile vet van will be here at the town hall on that day. That's it.
Thank you. With that, we move on to committee reports. Ambulance Chief Richard Muller.
Okay. Good evening and welcome to our new council people. December 2015 report, total calls received was 36. Mutual aid was given 4 times, 2 to the Olive First Aid Unit, 1 to Ashland Ambulance, and 1 to the town of Saugerties. Mutual aid was not received. As a follow-up to last month's tumultuous transition, the ambulance service is happy to report that all operations have been continuing seamlessly, if not better than it had in the past. Despite the hand the town board, the ambulance service, and the public were dealt, the service has been progressing along, making strides to not only sustain, but also improve the delivery of pre-hospital care to the citizens and visitors of the town of Shandaken. The ambulance service would like to thank the town board, outgoing councilpersons, and last but not least, the public for your support and commitment to providing the highest level of care that our community desperately needs 24 hours, 7 days a week. Closely related to the above issue, Supervisor Stanley and representatives from the ambulance service had a landmark meeting with representatives from the Olympic Regional Development Authority in regards to supplying supplemental funding to offset the impact of call volumes and staffing from the mountain. As these negotiations are ongoing, we anticipate a report upon the disposition in the upcoming months. Speaking of Bel Air and landmarks, our first response to the mountain was just this past Friday, January 1st, 2016. Never in the history of the town of Shandaken ambulance have we gone call-less at the mountain for the month of December. This will undoubtedly affect our call volume, which will be released in a comprehensive year-end report to be presented at our February meeting. We would be remiss if we were not to mention the unfortunate line of duty passing of 19-year-old Captain Jack Rose, a volunteer firefighter with the Mount Marion Fire Department in the town of Saugerties. Jack became separated from his crew while fighting a structure fire in the Centerville Fire District. As many of you are aware, and as different as our services may be, fire, EMS, and law enforcement consider each other family members. A loss of another member of the service is like a loss of our own, and this circumstance hitting so close to home has a sting fortunately not felt in decades, but is still one of extreme grief. Please keep the family of Captain Jack Rose and the Mount Marion Fire Department in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
Please.
Okay, 2 reports. I got the December report, which we handled 139 calls with 12 arrests and 27 tickets issued. The yearly report, you'll see that we handled 2,378 calls for service, along with 87 arrests and 681 tickets issued. Just touch briefly on what Supervisor Stan said about the car quick. The car we're replacing has 160,000 plus miles on it. The paint's chipping off the roof, it's chipping off the hood, power steering issues, and today there's no car. So we were able to find a vehicle that will suit our needs just fine. And Brookside Harbor graciously accepted our offer on taking the other 2 cars. Should offset this cost a little bit. Make the transition to the new car a little bit better. So thanks.
Thanks, sir.
Time and order. I'm sorry, it's official.
Who stole the microphone?
Yeah, I get it.
That's okay. There's very little to say, other than Rob did a fabulous job dealing with this gross bureaucracy known as the USDA and getting the job done, which is amazing. Because right now, we'll cross our fingers, there aren't any problems with the cold weather, which is 12 degrees out there right now. So let's hope we get through this winter a lot better than last. Next meeting is on the 20th at 6:30. That's it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
you can take a seat. Just to add, what happened is during the course of construction, they needed to add an additional valve at the Ridge Street Bridge. So one of the problems we were having was George Blank's problem was not able to receive the water if we shut off the actual quadrant valve that was already there. So they installed a new one, so in case, in God forbid, I hope it never happens. There are 2 new valves installed at either end of the bridge that could cut off that Ridge Street main. And hopefully with this summer, we'll continue with getting the work for the loop done, which would have alleviated the whole problem to begin with. If we have 2 cross connections, so we work towards fixing that.
Al, where's the meeting gonna be?
At the library, sorry.
Museum? Rich, you have nothing to report? Recreation? Mark?
Hi, I just have one concern really. It's come to my attention that there was some discussion of postponing voting on the volunteer boards and the people who have been nominated to serve. In my case, on Parks and Rec, these people have already served with us and have volunteered to come again and serve with us. And I find it very distressing that they would be told, oh no, we couldn't vote on you. We didn't know you. I mean, they've been on the board already. And if you ran for the town on the basis of you needed to clean up the Parks and Rec or any other board, you've had November and December to come meet with us. Nobody indicated any interest whatsoever. And I think it's an insult to people who volunteer their time and their effort to be told, oh no, we can't vote on you, we have to get to know you.
Now, Marty, I know there was another issue that we had. You had a grant application that you were looking to apply for. Again, I believe Timmy is going to be your liaison again. So if you want to get together with him, maybe coordinate again. Until I get through with the ambulance spreadsheet stuff, I'm just entrenched in that right now, and I don't want to lose track. So if you can get together with him, maybe after this meeting, and we'll
I
coordinate.
need a little bit of discussion with you about priorities for that part. And then once you say that's the direction you're happy with, we'll.
Okay, that's something Timmy can bring back to the board.
Okay.
Yeah, Marty, anytime, you know.
Okay.
I was just, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So moving on, we go to public comments and resolutions. If there's no public comments, we'll move on to, we have no motions. Move on to resolutions.
Well, actually, I have a motion. I have a motion to postpone the planning board and zoning board appointments. I'm not meaning to stop them or the other appointments of the other boards. I just think it would be a better timing if the appointments were in February. So I'd like to make a motion to postpone the Planning Board and Zoning Board of Appeals appointments till February.
For a second,
I second it.
go to a vote. Joyce, roll call.
Board Member Alba? Yay. Board Member DeSclafani?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
No.
Board Member Storms?
No, and I'm going to agree with Marty on the fact that these people have been serving, people know what they've been doing all along, and they had a long time to understand this, so.
And Supervisor Stanley?
No. Motion dies.
All right. Now that we got that over with, I'd like to also say it isn't an insult onto the people who are serving. These are boards that serve honorably, and people who serve on them serve honorably, and it means no disrespect. It's that the town board, and yes, we could have been there with any time at the rec board or the ZBA or the planning board, and we have been watching on TV and all that, but if the town board, which does the appointing, is newly appointed in January, we come in, we do need some time to get up to speed. So putting it off one more month and making the dates of appointment in February is not an insult. It's by no means an insult. That's what I have to say.
All right, before we move on, I'd just like to provide these to the town board. These are filed copies of resolutions that were passed when Mr. DeSclafani was supervisor. And I'll give you, actually, Pete, I'll give you an original certified copy from the clerk, showing where when Mr. Malloy and Mr. Bernstein were first elected to the board, that was not the case. The board appointed in January all the boards and all the appointments as needed.
I'm not arguing that
But it's
past
also, I'm
cases.
sorry, I gave you opportunity to speak. Take a moment. It was also noted that in an email that was sent around, Mr. DeSclafani wanted to question the appointments of stipends for certain members of the ambulance squad. You'll note in here too that there are certified copies of the resolutions where you'll see not only did he vote, but made motions, offered up or seconded those motions to give the stipends to those exact personnel that he questions in the email. So I just don't see where this is coming from, why this is happening now. I think there's another agenda here, and I think we need to move on past it. Appreciate it.
Are you done? All right, we'll go on with the resolutions. Whereas New York State law provides that the town board may determine the rules of its procedure. Therefore, be it resolved that the rules of procedure for regular town board meetings be adopted. The supervisor, as the chairman of the town board, shall call meetings to the town board to order and shall be the presiding officer or chair of the meeting. As such, shall officiate, maintain order and decorum, and permit public participation in an orderly manner in accordance with the rules stated below. 1. The pledge. Call to order shall be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. 2. Roll call. The chair shall request roll call of the town board members by the town clerk. After determining that a quorum exists, the town supervisor shall declare the meeting open. The town supervisor shall read the agenda if not already published and distributed, and proceed to the business to the town board at hand. Minutes. At each meeting following the new board's January special organizing meeting, the chair shall provide opportunity for the town board to receive the minutes of the previous meeting of the town board. Thereafter, the chair shall entertain a motion to approve the minutes as presented or to amend. Correspondence. The chair shall first call for acknowledgement and summary of any petitions or written communications received by the town board. Copy shall be given to the town clerk for recording into the minutes. Committee reports. The chair shall recognize committee chairmen for their committee's reports. Public participation. The public will be invited to comment as requested on items appearing in the published agenda. expressing any views, opinions, requests, recommendations, or questions to the board to address or take under advisement its deliberations. A maximum time limit of 30 minutes. The public is requested to be brief with their comments. Conduct new business. The supervisor's fiscal report shall be the first order of new business. It shall set forth public monies received through the town clerk's office and other sources, and a disbursement of public monies. The chair shall entertain motions to approve the supervisor's fiscal report and to approve all necessary disbursements of public monies through authorized fund accounts. All actions of the town board concerning the supervisor's fiscal report shall be by motion. Resolution for its deliberation on new matters of town business. The board will work from the written agenda distributed to the board members in advance, posted on the town bulletin board, and distributed at board meetings in the public. Formal actions of the town board must be authorized by motion or resolution of the town board. No motion or resolution shall be brought to a vote unless it has been presented to all members of the town board at least 48 hours prior to the opening of the meeting on the town website. In emergency circumstances, however, all of the above requirements may be waived by a vote of a majority of the town board present, providing there is a quorum. Every motion or resolution must be seconded before discussion of the town board or the supervisor calls for a vote. All motions and resolutions shall be recorded in their entirety in the minutes of the town board meeting. As a member of the town board, the supervisor may offer or second motions and resolutions. Town board members must recuse themselves from participating in discussion or voting on matters that involve a conflict of interest and must place the minutes of the reasons for recusal. Absentation of a vote shall only be permitted for reasons of conflict of interest and not for political consideration. Public participation. The board recognizes the value of public participation, but reminds the public that it is a privilege. Please address the board with respect and civility. Adjournment. Following resolutions on open agenda period, the town board meeting shall be adjourned by motion in memory of a resident deceased. If the above rules of procedure should at any time be in conflict with statutory law, then statutory law shall prevail. And I move its adoption.
I'll second that.
Board Member Albert? Aye. Board Member Discopati?
Yay.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Thorne? Yes. Supervisor Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 216, meeting dates. Whereas under section 62 of the town law, the town board should adopt a resolution determining the time and place it shall hold its regular meeting. Therefore be resolved that the regular meetings of the town board be held the first Monday of the month, unless noted, in the town hall of Shandaken, New York, on the following dates during the year 2016. January 4th at 6 o'clock, February 1st at 7, March 7th at 7 o'clock, April 4th at 7 o'clock, May 2nd at 7 o'clock, June 6th at 7 o'clock, June 11th, 7 o'clock, second Monday, August 1st, 7 o'clock, September 12th, 7 o'clock, second Monday, October 3rd, 7 o'clock, November 9th, 7 o'clock, second Wednesday, and December 5th, 7 o'clock. And I move its adoption.
So,
Board Member Albert? Yes. Board Member Discopati?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Thorne? Yes. Supervisor Stanley?
yes. Resolution 316, Town Depository. Whereas under section 64, subdivision 1 of the town law, the town board should adopt a resolution designating a bank or banks or a trust company in which all town officials deposit all monies coming into their hands by virtue of their offices. Therefore, be it resolved that the Key Bank of New York and Community Bank N.A. be and hereby are designated as depositories for the town of Shandaken for the fiscal year 2016, and move its adoption.
I'll second.
Discussion?
Sure.
Why just only those two banks? Could we use other banks that might have a higher yielding interest rate?
We've looked at other banks. Quite honestly, we were with Key Bank for a number of years, but we had to switch out of Key Bank because they were assessing fees. Community Bank, many of the banks are offering similar fees. Nobody's got a real big high interest rate at this point.
No, nobody
But
does.
it's also know that we have electronic fund transfer accounts now that are standardized that we have to get state monies through. And switching those is a big problem, as we noticed this past year. I'm not comfortable with switching any banks at this point. But if you want to go look at other banks and interest rates.
Well, I don't mean switching, but I mean just having more banks available
Well,
to.
the other bank won't take me.
Yeah, a lot of them aren't taking
You
municipalities.
can't use a savings.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
have to
I
drive
found the
to
one in
banks, too.
Margaretville did and offered a better rate. But
Well,
I'm sure you shop it around.
well, again, if you want, feel free to investigate.
Okay.
Board Member Alba?
Yes.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Supervisor Sam?
Yes.
Resolution 4-16, official newspaper, whereas under section 64, subdivision 11 of the town law, the town board should adopt a resolution designating the official newspaper of the town. Therefore be it resolved that the Daily Freeman be and hereby is the official newspaper for the town of Shandaken for the year 2016. And I move its adoption.
I second.
Board Member Alba?
Yes.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Supervisor Sam?
Resolution 516, mileage allowance. Whereas under 12 notes of decision 32 of the town law, a town officer is entitled to be paid a mileage allowance fixed by the town board. Therefore be it resolved that all town officers and employees be paid the IRS mileage rate of 54 cents per mile when discharging their duties as official town officials.
Second.
Board Member Alba? Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
And Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Supervisor Sam?
Yes.
Resolution 616, parking lot lease. Whereas the town of Shandaken would like to enter into an agreement with Georgiana Millman to lease the parking lot adjacent to Phoenicia Pharmacy in Phoenicia for the sum of $1 for the fiscal year 2016. Therefore, resolved that the town board approves this agreement for fiscal year 2016 and all terms agreed upon.
I'll second that.
Board Member Alba?
Yes.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Supervisor Sam?
Yes.
Resolution 716, expenses for the Association of Towns annual meeting. Whereas under section 102, notes of decision 10 of the town law, towns may incur obligations for compensation of town officers. Therefore be resolved that the town board hereby authorizes the payment of expenses incurred to all town officers attending the annual meeting of Association of Towns in an amount not to exceed $1,000 each, with $200 in advance, and all expenses to be supported by voucher and receipts. And be it further resolved that in the case of the Zoning Board of Appeals and Planning Board, a maximum of 3 will be allowed to attend. And I move its adoption.
I'll second.
Board Member Alba?
Yes.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Supervisor Sam?
Yes. Resolution 816, American Legion and Veterans of Foreign Wars. Whereas the annual budget approved by the town board provides monies for patriotic observances and veterans organizations. And whereas it has been the procedure to pay this money to the American Legion and Veterans of Foreign Wars for said purposes, therefore be it resolved that the sum of $1,000